Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I want to talk about the significance of the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus in light of it being Easter Sunday, March 27th, 2016. If you're new to my channel, I talk about the esoteric knowledge of Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. The only reason I discuss this knowledge is because since I have discovered it, I have learned so much about the truth of this world and why things are the way they are, including the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, something I had a lot of questions about as a child who was raised a Lutheran. I didn't see how this Easter Bunny and Santa Claus fit into the picture of what Easter or Christmas were about. And I apologize for this image if you do not like it. It's a violent image. It is a negative image. And part of the reason I have it here is because I think ultimately the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus are destructive. They teach children from a young age to accept lies. And they're also used as bribes to get children to participate in a spiritual event. Bribery is never a good thing. These figures also represent consumerism and materialism, and they teach this to children from a young age. So with that said, I want to get into the significant gematria of Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. I intend for this to be informative to all people, no matter what their faith is. I'm someone who believes knowledge is power. That's the reason I do these videos. So anyhow, Easter Bunny in Gematria sums to 144. Santa Claus in English Gematria sums to 666. These numbers 144 and 666 have a relationship. Let's begin with pi, having to do with cycles and circles, like a calendar, like these holidays that come annually. Pi, the number that begins 3.14 with the decimal point repeating for a great long while, if you add the first 144 decimal points of pi beginning with 0.14, if you add all those numbers together, digit for digit, it sums to 666. The reason this is significant is because Mark of the Beast in Gematria equals 144. Mark of the Beast is the number that comes from Revelation in the Bible that references the number 666. Mark of the Beast means 666. Here they have Gematria, Easter Bunny, and Santa Claus that relate with the relationship of these two numbers. Here's something else that's very interesting, coded into our English language having to do with pi. 227 is a number that gets coded a lot in significant things, events in history. If you write out 22 divided by 7, it sums to 314, a lot like 3.14, the number that pi begins with. If you divide 22 by 7, show you this real quick, you get 3.14 decimal point repeating. It is not identical to pi, but it is very similar. Now ask yourself, how interesting is it that 22 divided by 7 in Gematria sums to 314? There is another YouTube channel out there. The person is named Marty Leeds. They teach a different form of Gematria that they call vortex meth, but he comes to the same conclusion, that the English language is based on a number system largely connected to pi. When you look at examples such as this, that theory becomes very hard to deny. Now, what I want to do next is show how these numbers are used in current events, history. I want to use the example of the death of Tim Russert, former NBC news anchor, and how these numbers correspond with his death. First, let's look at the verse, Revelation 13:18. This is from the final book of the Bible where the number 666 is referenced. In Revelation, the number 144 is also referenced twice. This is what it says. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Threescore in Gematria, threescore represents 60. Score is 20, so threescore, 3 times 20, 60. 666, the number of the beast. When you decode the part that says, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, it sums to 223, a very special number, a number also connected to Revelation, as well as the entire Christian Bible. The most credited publishing date for the first Bible is March 22nd in the 1450s. March 22nd can be written 22/3. In Revelation, it says the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews, will rule in the end times. In this world, that's the Zionist Jews who control the media, who control governments, who control corporations. The synagogue of Satan has gematria of 223, so does the word Masonic. Major ties between Freemasonry and Judaism. Tim Russert, who on national TV in 2004 asked George W. Bush and John Kerry, who were running for president, about their affiliation with Skull and Bones, which identifies by the number 322, the reverse of 223, would die some years later. And I want you to notice the details of his death. He died Friday, June 13th, of Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th has gematria of 223. He supposedly died at 2:23 p.m. Notice that he was first responded to supposedly at 1:44 p.m., a lot like 144. From when he was first responded to when he was pronounced dead was a span of 39 minutes. In the Bible, the Old Testament is 39 books. Revelation is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. The 39 books are what the Jews go by. In other words, Tim Russert's boss prior to his death. This is one of many examples. Many people have died by these same numbers. Presidents. William Henry Harrison, the first to die in office. JFK, the last president to be assassinated in office. Abraham Lincoln, who had an assassination attempt on his life 223 weeks before he was assassinated on Good Friday. None of this is coincidence, and that's what I want people to understand. I'm trying to help people see more and more truth about this world they live in, the rituals they participate in. Tim Russert died 227 weeks after interviewing George W. Bush about being in Skull and Bones 322. 22 divided by 7, the number that gives us pi. Again, emergency crew responding to him at 1:44 p.m. When you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to 666. There's more. With regards to Easter Bunny, I want you to notice that Easter Sunday has gematria 44. When you write out 44 as a word, it sums to 144, just like Easter Bunny, just like Mark of the Beast, just like corporation. And think about how these corporations benefit from consumerism, something that is taught to us from a young age through things such as the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. We are destroying this world to please ourselves with material wishes. Wishes that are instilled in us through characters such as this. So I hope I explained that clearly enough. If you're new to my channel, I've done lots of work on these numbers. They are numbers that show up in a big way in major news stories often. This recent Brussels, Belgium terrorist attack is a hoax by these same numbers the week before Easter on the date 22/3. That attack came 223 weeks after the last major terror attack in Belgium. The metro station that blew up on March 22nd had Gematria of 223. Please watch my videos. I'll link them in the description. All of this information is very important. I just want people to gain the understanding and significance of these numbers and how rooted they are in our language, in our history, in events that transpire on the daily and will transpire again and again until the power structure that is in place as I speak this is removed. Those are the Masons and the Zionists who operate from the shadows and who have much influence and control over this world through their media, through their spiritual texts that they've edited, contrived, what have you. These people seek to be the invisible architects of the world, and they are. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
wild.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the record.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look for...
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it.
And we'll be watching. Be safe on the campaign trail. John Kerry, thanks for joining us. And we'll be right back.